Hi, my name is Danielle Barnes, and I am an instructor for the Connections to Employment program here at Solomon College.
What does Connections to Employment do?
So Connections to Employment is a program that we created for newcomers to Canada. It's open to anyone who has their permanent resident status and who has a minimum language level of CLB4.
Okay, so what does this program do to newcomers specifically? How does it help newcomers?
Right, so it helps newcomers by teaching them about Canadian rights and responsibilities, about Canadian workplace culture, and it prepares them for the workforce. So for example, when they come to our class, we teach them all about what a Canadian employer expects. So we teach them how to answer interview questions in Canada, because how you answer an interview question in your country could possibly be different than how we do it in Canada. So give them lots of practice with that. They learn how to write their resume and cover letter. They learn all about customer service. They use point of sale systems, handle Canadian money. And we also help them achieve their first aid certificate, WMIS, and food safety certificates, because this gives them an advantage when they're looking for jobs. Workplaces need these things, and if they already have it, then they're job ready.
So you get them job ready, but in a tough economy, how does that work in getting people to compete with a lot more people than they would ordinarily be competing with?
So you're right, it is a really tough economy. Right now, for every retail job that's posted, they get about 200 applicants. Our students have the benefit of having us have community partners. So we have about 50 businesses that we partnership with. And what that means is that they've agreed to look at our student's resume. So if a student applies to them, we call the manager and let them know the student's name, and they find that resume out of the pile of 200 resumes. And most of the time, they offer that student an interview. If we don't have a connection with a company that a student applies for, we call the company and we talk to the manager. We tell them about this program, about the amazing skills that our student has, and we ask them if they're willing to give our student an interview. And I'd say about at least half of the time, they agree to give our students interviews.
What's the difference you see between the students that you train and those who came from, say, abroad, and the difference in how they respond to interview? Anything you want to share on that?
I think the main difference is that our students understand the importance of being really confident and friendly in an interview. And they know what the employer is looking at. They've done research about that business. They know what the business wants. They know what the position is. And they know how to sell themselves when they go to an interview.
And you have a student with you right here, right?
I do. So come on over. So this is Maharite. She just is at the end of our most current class, and she's completed all of the components, and she's ready to look for work.
Maharite, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell me, what did you like about this Connections to Employment program?
Actually, this program, everything is great, but especially preparing to interview, how to write resumes and how to write a cover letter, and how to communicate the employers when you go to interview, how to check to handy, and how to respect the people. I like all the interview questions. They prepare us how to answer all the interview questions too.
That's good. And now you are ready for work.
Yes, I'm
looking
ready
for work.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time,
Thank you.
Marite. So, just curious, how did you get into doing all this, Danielle?
Oh, good question. So I was teaching English as a second language. And while I was teaching that, I had lots of students who were looking for jobs and would ask me, how do I do an interview in Canada? Teacher, can you help me with your resume? And so then when I heard the school talking about employment, and I just said, hey, if you do an employment class, I would really love to teach it, because I think there's a huge need for teaching employment skills to newcomers to Canada. And so now here I am. 1 year later, we've been teaching the program, and it's been very successful.
That's good. Anything else you want to share with our audience on Diversity Magazine?
I think just to know that, there's so many newcomers, and sometimes people think they don't have the skills, but they have so many skills and so many life experiences that can make them really successful. And if we can connect them to programs like this, then there's nothing stopping them, and their futures can be very successful.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.